Here we go. I have Windows Server 2016 and Windows 10 ready. I hope that you decided to create this lab at home as well. If not, I encourage you to do so. Here, Windows Server 2016 and Windows 10. Now the question you can see here is, what do you want to do? Do you want to use Microsoft Azure, which is the cloud, or maybe you want to use a local Active Directory domain? And we'll stop here for a moment and talk about Active Directory, because this is the most important feature that we want to deploy when it comes to Windows Server. So Active Directory is a special service that allows you to store and manage information about network resources. So it means users, servers, clients, applications, printers, firewalls, everything that you can come up with. You want to have one place to store and manage all these things, and this is why we want to go for Active Directory. Again, Active Directory is a service, okay? And we need a server to manage and run Active Directory, which is called a domain controller. In our case, and this is what you will find in many companies, we have Active Directory and the domain controller using the same server. So now let's connect and see. Okay, ipconfig. We can see this IP address has been assigned automatically because by default it is DHCP enabled. Do you remember DHCP? It means that we'll receive an IP address automatically, and I will show you how you can change this option because, well, it makes sense to assign a static IP address. Let's do this then. So we go to network connections, we click on Ethernet here, properties, we go for IPv4, and as you can see it is obtain an IP address automatically, and I want to have a static IP address. 192.168.1. Let's say 140, why not? Subnet mask 255.255.255.0, and default gateway is my router, which is 1.1. DNS, domain name, service, do you remember, for now 8888, which belongs to Google, by the way, but it's a free public DNS server you can use. Let's verify and try and ping something like Google. Okay, here we go. I can ping. It means my server can access the internet. Okay, now when you right click on this PC and go to properties, you will see that this server has a really strange name and we want to change it. You cannot actually change it when you finish installing Active Directory and domain controller features, so don't forget about it and change this name straight away. Yes, I have made this mistake a couple of times. And yes, there are 2 or 3 companies with a strange name like this because I couldn't change it, or at least it's extremely difficult and risky to do it when you finish installing Active Directory on your server. We're back. Okay, and now we want to add a role or feature. In our case, it is a role that is called Active Directory Domain Services. So we click over here. And we want to include DNS as well because we want our server to be a DNS server as well. That's it. We click next, and finish. Okay, it's done. Now the last thing is to tell this server, please be so nice and become our domain controller. We'll see a few questions as well over here, nothing tricky. The most important one is your domain and forest. So here we say we want to create a new domain, okay, and a new forest. So it's beyond our discussion to cover everything in detail here. So trust me, just type test.local. If you go for, let's say, MTA or MCSA, Microsoft courses, you will learn more. Here we need a password to recover our Active Directory when something goes wrong. Come up with a secure password. That's fine, we can ignore this warning. That's okay, we don't want to change any paths. Okay, we're okay with all these warnings, and that's it. We have to wait a few minutes and our Windows server with Active Directory will be ready. It will be our domain controller as well. We'll continue in our next lecture. I will show you how you can add a Windows 10 PC to the domain. So it means that this PC will be managed by Windows Server 2016.